Well, it's almost that time. Right now, we are in the process of putting the final touches on every single piece that we'll use going forward. Um, Pieces have already been scrapped away, and that's really what I want to focus on is like talking about this time. It's just like putting the work in on a poem just to have be told that it's not good enough. And it's not necessarily that it's not good enough to be a poem per se, but it's just that it's not good enough to be a slam poem. I mean, just the context, speaks for itself just in the name, slam. So you just gotta hit people hard, with what you're saying, and some of the other nuances of poetry can't really be expressed when you're doing slam poetry because it's like intensity wins, or entertainment wins, whatever has the highest intensity level or the highest entertainment value, aesthetically, like in the most simple way, uh, is really what wins out, you know. And it's different from what I'm used to, where you want to create a whole atmosphere, of a performance. You want to integrate your movements with what you're saying, and it's just a much more, I guess, a much more involved process. And that brings me to the topic of the way we do group pieces. Like you choose a topic, and then everybody does free writes on it, and then it's all sent to one person, and that person is chosen to like weave together all the lines in a way to make a presentable group piece. And I'm in the process of doing that right now, and I just gotta say, like, it's tough. Number one, because that's other people's words that you using and you just manipulating. Number two, like, I'm used to doing group pieces with the group, and I feel like it's gonna be hard for the whole group to fill a group piece if they didn't have a conscientious. Well, that's not the word I'm looking for. If they didn't have, you know, a step in the process of creating a piece, like a step in every process of creating a piece. Um, so I mean, that's different. But we really we down to the knit and grit now. It's no BS. I'll be on a little vacay for the weekend though. I don't know, but I probably gonna be putting out my laptop then too. Just to make sure pieces are on point. Cause another thing about with a competition like Brave New Voices, somebody mentioned today like every single line has to be on point, or it has to be leading up to a hot line or a hot concept. And I guess it's different from writing poetry in a less pressurized environment, I guess you can say, or a less concentrated form of poetry where you just trying to hit with every single line. You know, it's tough. But nobody said it was gonna be easy, and that's not what I signed up for. I do feel like I'm becoming a more complete writer, um, because of this competition. Uh, because I already knew how to write in a way that informed. What I'm learning though is that you can be as informative as you want to, but if you're not presenting that information in a way that's creative and in a way that people have not heard before, then just gonna take it with a grain of salt, and that's understandable because if you do a piece about fathers not being there, I mean, then it's a million pieces about fathers not being there. But if you were to, you know, make a metaphor of, missing fathers, counting on missing fathers like, missing rubbers to reference the Drake, um, then, you got something a little more creative then, and that's also something that catches people's attention. You just like, wow. And I heard a piece the other day. I think it was from New York, from either a year ago or 2 years ago, where they compared foster care to like a toy store, like a toy in a toy store, wanting to be picked up and wanting to be bought. And it was a dope concept, and it was presented in a fresh way. And I think this competition is going to help me as a writer going forward because it just made me think about things in a deeper way. Um, it also expand my writing to where I'm describing instead of saying things like straightforward. Like I'm painting a picture instead of just saying, uh, you know, something like, man, that dude right there on bays at night. And instead saying something as, I smelled him before he walked in the room. Uh, my nostrils were filled with disgust, and when he spoke, something like that. I can't even, cause I'm just coming off the dome with that. So but to where you're describing what you're trying to say, without just saying it straightforward. But then finding that balance to where you just not being overtly poetic, where saying four fingers and one thumb instead of a hand. You just that you gotta find that happy medium, and that's the tough part of, I guess you could say, writing perfect poetry. I mean, I don't know if, cause that's what lately I've been thinking. Like, is a perfect poem possible? But it really just depends on what your interpretation of a good poem is. But to me, it's just a perfect mix of, you know, straightforward content and artistic content to where the most common man on the street can hear or read your poem and know what you're talking about. And the most intellectual individual, you know, that or in the world can read your poem and feel it and know what you're talking about. You know, I honestly, off the top of my head, I can't even really think of a lot of poems like that. But it's something to strive for. And when you ain't got nothing to strive for, you ain't living. So I'm gonna keep on burning the midnight oil so I can produce that hot fire, repping you all. You know, I do it for the folks. Do it for the folks. But yeah, I'm excited. The competition is getting closer. The pieces are oh so close to being done. I still then after pieces get done, we got to get the performance down. But that should be the easy part relatively. Relative to getting the writing on point. Getting the performance down should be the easy part. I'm a clown anyway. I like to perform in front of people. But it's almost here. I can smell the bridge. If bridges have a smell. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So, I keep y'all posted.